Now, the last video that I put out performed surprisingly well, so I figured why not we do another video like that today. Today we're going to be taking a look at another SCP. We are going to be taking a look at a particular one today. Thank you, Amy Lee, for your suggestion and your comment. I don't really get much of those yet, so I am taking SCP suggestions, so if you want to leave me any suggestions, you can go ahead and do that in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the post notification, and most importantly, leave a thumbs up on the video if you enjoyed it. That's what's going to make me rank more and put my videos out there, and it's honestly the best way for you guys to support me right now. And that's pretty much it. We're gonna go ahead and get right into the video. I hope you guys do enjoy it.
As you can clearly see, this completely throws our entire understanding of our place in the universe into complete disarray.
I don't see anything, but okay.
As he excitedly makes his case to a panel of aged and supposedly learned advisors.
Okay, you see the guy on the left?
Observations leave no doubt that everything we previously suspected to be the absolute truth is wrong. The panel of advisors murmur.
What is he talking about? I don't...
together to whisper to each other.
Right, talking in the back.
Can't hear what they are saying, but the passion and joy that he felt as he explained his findings to the room is quickly draining from his face. He can see the men mouthing the words "no" and "lies" as they make
what is he talking about? All of that? What's all of that for? You gotta put your thumb down like that?
Had they not understood what he was showing them? Maybe he didn't explain things in a way that they could comprehend.
He didn't show them anything.
The greatest scientist of his day, presenting hard facts, backed up by rigorous observations. And this was their reaction. The group of advisors finish conferring and grow quiet. The chief advisor clears his throat.
Why does this look like that, bro?
Everyone in the room waits for him to speak. Royal Scientist, this panel has examined your findings and listened to your theories. The advisor can't help but
just gonna
sneer
snicker
at the
like
word.
that? He's so
and
rude.
has decided that the ideas you present are not only incorrect, but dangerous. The astronomer can't believe what he's hearing. This panel,
astronomer? Did you say astronomer? So they're talking about like the zodiac signs and stuff like that? You mean like Sagittarius, Cancer, Aries and stuff like that? Is that what's going on here? If you guys must know, I am an Aries, by the way. I mean, like, I'm not a firm believer of zodiac signs, so I see where they're coming from. But damn, they don't gotta do him like that.
Has charged you with the crime of heresy. The astronomer is shocked. He steps towards the panel to plead with them, but he's stopped by a pair of guards who grab him by the arms. Stop! Stop! I'm a man of science.
Well, duh, that's why you're being charged with heresy.
But no one seems moved by his appeals. The panel watches as the astronomer is dragged from the room, kicking and fighting, still insisting on his innocence.
All of that was
echo
uncooked.
Through the dungeon as the torturer cranks another notch on the rack, stretching the astronomer's body just a little bit more.
Right, they're trying to make him flexible and stuff like that.
Hours, days. The pain
Are they really pulling his arms that hard?
Without end. He closes his eyes, trying to escape the torture.
Look at the veins on his forehead and stuff.
But he's slapped on the face and brought back to the reality of the
rude.
situation.
What the?
Standing in front of him is the chief advisor.
So he's just gonna come into the room eating chicken? This guy has the nerve. Look at him.
You can end this anytime you
lips.
like.
There's crumbs all over his
your
shirt.
Statements and admit you were mistaken, and all of this will be over.
With the chicken.
The astronomer is unsure if by over he means that they will release him or simply kill him to put him out of his misery. But it didn't matter which the right answer was. He couldn't run. The astronomer knew the truth, and no amount of pain, no matter how intense or how long they submitted him to it, would change what he now knew. Disappointed with the astronomer's steadfastness,
stare at each other like
the
that?
advisor signals to the torturer,
you know what
who cranks the rack again, stretching the astronomer's body to the point where he feels like his bones might pop out of their sockets. Recant, the advisor screams, repeating the word over and over, growing louder as the astronomer's own cries increase from the pain caused by the torturer cranking the rack more and more. The astronomer closes his eyes again. He's certain this will be the end of him soon, and that he will die with the great secret he's learned.
That sounds like it hurts.
A chance to share it with the world. But suddenly, the astronomer notices that the room has gone quiet. The advisor is no longer yelling, and the torturer has stopped
operating the machine.
Him?
Again?
The astronomer opens his eyes to see the advisor and the torturer both in a deep bow.
What?
His gaze continues up, and he sees the king himself standing in front of him. The king stares at the astronomer for
he's here to finish the job.
Before simply asking, "Is it true?" The astronomer, limbs still stretched on the rack, manages a nod, and with his remaining strength whispers, "It's true." The king motions with his hand to the torturer, who stands up and begins releasing the astronomer from his constraints. The advisor protests, "But my lord, this man..." But he's cut off by the king with a stern look. and retreats back into his deep bow. Show me. the
Looking
king
at him like
says
he's a
as the
wasty because
astronomer
he's still got
stands,
the. I don't know
rubbing
where
his
those
sore
crumbs came
shoulders
from, but
with
he's
the
got all of
tendons
that
and
on his
muscles
shirt,
were
looking
stretched
like a
far
dirty.
beyond their natural limits. The astronomer
Now
opens
he's
the
gonna
door to
finish
his
that.
laboratory and gestures for the king to enter. The room is a mess of papers and scientific equipment.
That's what my room be
reflection of the
looking
busy
like when
and
we're
scattered
like in the
mind of
middle
the
of
man
my
who
college
works here.
semesters and stuff.
The king is immediately drawn to a table with a large scroll. He spreads it across the table and examines it, but his face betrays no hint of what he is thinking. Is this what you showed my advisors? The astronomer nods.
Nah,
yes.
he didn't even get to open the
Would you like to
scroll.
see for yourself? The astronomer motions to the window, where a brass tube is attached to a tripod. The king approaches the device, but doesn't know how it works. The astronomer demonstrates by looking through the eyepiece. He moves it slightly, making small adjustments to make sure it is just right for the king.
Right.
There, now look. The king bends over to peer through the telescope, and a look of shock comes over his
What
face.
does he see?
What he sees is the most
What?
incredible thing he has ever witnessed. There,
What the f*** is
far
that?
above up in the sky,
Who is
unable to
he?
be seen by the naked eye,
Where did he come from?
is a man, and he is staring back at him.
How did he know? How could the scientist possibly know that he's looking out from a human torso? How does he know he's even inside of a human torso? Or in between a human torso? How does he know? You guys do see what I'm talking about though, right?
The planet that this played out on was not Earth, but a
Right.
bizarre place that is one of the strangest anomalies in the entire SCP Foundation archive. This is SCP-007, also known as Abdominal Planet. SCP-007 is a spherical object located in the abdomen of a young man, or rather in the space where his abdomen should be, since most of the muscle, skin, and organs that
Looks
should be
kind of
present
cool though, not gonna
simply
lie.
are not. The subject, a Caucasian male in his mid-20s of average height and build, does not appear affected by the large missing portion of his body, and has not reported experiencing pain or discomfort of any kind. In the space where his abdominal muscles and organs should be is a small globe.
A little bit gross
composed
though
of
because I
soil
don't like
and
looking
water.
at
This
bones
sphere, which
and
measures roughly
insides.
60 centimeters
So-
in diameter, resembles the planet Earth, though the arrangement of the continents does not match any known configuration from our own planet's history.
Right.
The tiny planet has its own weather patterns, and even a small, but still detectable, gravitational pull.
He just dropped a big
Perhaps
meteor
the most
on the Earth,
fascinating
killing
aspect
thousands of people just now.
SCP-007 is that it appears to be inhabited. Microscopic organisms that would correspond
Right,
to
little
roughly the scale of
humans.
human beings on Earth have been observed on the surface of the planet. So far, two distinct intelligent species have been
Medieval
identified.
youths and
Both of whom seem to
shapeshifters.
possess a technological level similar to the 15th century on Earth. It is unknown
So
if the
medieval
inhabitants
times, I
of the
was right.
Abdominal Planet are aware of the world outside of their planet, and communication attempts with the planet's occupants
So you're just
have
gonna
been
look at
placed
each other?
on
Is that
hold
what's
by
going
senior
on right now?
Foundation officials, pending further study into what effect an exchange may have on them or us. The human subject within which SCP-007 is located provided the Foundation with a name that he claims to be his, but no records of such a person existing have yet to be located.
Right.
Upon being questioned about the lack of records, he willfully offered both a social security and driver's license number, but when they were checked against current records, neither had yet to
Of
be
course
assigned
it's gonna
by the
be
US
invalid.
government.
It's an
And the
SCP.
mysteries
They don't
surrounding this
exist.
man don't stop there.
To the government.
The subject has not shown the need for either food or water, and it is unknown what energy source his body continues to operate on without nutrition. He is capable of both eating and drinking, though, despite the large missing section of his stomach.
Also,
But it is still
okay.
not known what happens to the substances after he swallows
Right,
them.
I was just about to ask that.
The man has above average intelligence and scored a 128 on an administered IQ test.
Is that good?
He also generally
I don't
appears
know.
friendly and amiable, and expresses only a passing curiosity about the planet located within his abdomen and how it came to be there. When asked about the origins of the planet, he replied very matter-of-factly that, "I just woke up one day and there it was. I don't have any idea
So
how
you
it
didn't
got
even
there."
realize while you were
Due to the
sleeping that your
poorly
torso
understood
was
nature
being
of
replaced with the whole ass
SCP-007,
planet?
It has been
You-
classified as Euclid.
No?
The small planet and
You're
the
just
man
gonna
it
sleep right
resides
through
in
that?
are contained in a sealed, comfortably furnished 10 by 10 meter room.
Just replace
The
his
subject
planet.
is
Just
not
replace his
allowed to
torso
leave.
with a planet. He's like, alright.
The subject is
Whatever.
to be monitored closely by Foundation staff and has a weekly chess game with one of the attending doctors,
Oh, I
which
love
also
playing
serves
chess.
as an opportunity to evaluate his mental health.
I used to be
So
on the
far,
chess
he
team
has
back
not
in the
shown
days.
any
Though.
signs of mental illness or violent tendencies, and seems to be quite content. In general, he appears happy with his restricted living situation
How does
inside
that
the
even
Foundation
work? Look
facility,
at- that
and
looks
has
so
made no attempts
uncomfortable.
to escape. The subject has made multiple requests for access to a computer with an internet connection, But due to potential security risks, this request has thus far been denied. Now go and watch another entry from the files of Dr.
So he
Bob.
asked for like
Make
Wi-Fi
sure
and
you
stuff like that on the
subscribe and
laptop,
turn
and
on
he's like, nah.
notifications so you don't miss a single anomaly.
That's not
as
very
we
nice.
delve
Today's
further and
Valentine's
further
Day. You know what he's
into the
planning on doing
SCP
with all of
Foundation's
that.
classified archives.
Anyways. And that's going to be the end of the video. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up there. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Again, I am taking SCP suggestions, so if you'd like, go ahead and leave them down in the comment section below. And that's going to be it, so I'll see you guys on Wednesday. I do usually post on Wednesday. I'm posting a little bit earlier this week because I do have a tight schedule, but I still might post a video on Wednesday. So I'll see you guys either on Wednesday, the day after, or next week, or when I post a new video.